friends. So today I am in Belarus. I will take you to a very special place. We are in times of COVID-19, and of course Belarus they don't have lockdown, so you're free still to travel, to go to restaurants, to the shops, etc. Of course, you have to keep distance, and we have masks, which is of no use in this car, of course. Belarus also, here I'm in a place, it's 150 kilometers from Chernobyl, so about 100 miles. So a few forests are still very radioactive, and you should not take mushrooms or berries from that. Belarus has suffered a lot from that, but okay, they have even more suffered from another event. We are 8th of May today, 8th of May, 75 years ago. It was the end of war, and it is celebrated today in Western Europe, tomorrow in here in Belarus and in Russia. So, yes, what happened at the end of the war? So the Red Army was coming from the region of Stalingrad, Kursk, and they were heading towards Germany. At the end of 1943, they arrived in this region. December 43, and the Red Army could not advance enough near this river, the Berezina, which I show now here. At that time, so all the people from the villages, like we crossed here, Mietkov or Chirkovici, they felt not secured, of course, in those villages, because the Germans, they burnt houses, etc. There were partisans here from the Soviet partisans who fought and who did sabotage. So all those people who didn't feel secure in the villages, they hid in a little village here next to the river, in the forest. It is called Ola. It was a village of 200 people, maybe, inhabitants. And at that time, in December 43, January 44, all those people from the surrounding villages gathered there, and I think, maybe there were 2,000 inhabitants, 2,000 people who lived in that village in the forest, Ola. Mostly, of course, women with children, or old people who could not fight with the army. And they hid because they were scared of German who would burn their houses. So here we come, and it is said Memorialny Complex Allah. This sign is new. It was not there before. I came here in January, so 3 months ago or 5 months ago, and it was still it was not. The road was not like this. It was just a sand road, and now there are many cars already that right here. So what I told you is the Germans retreated from the east. The Red Army was heading towards Germany, towards the west, and of course partisans, they helped the Soviet army. They killed officers, and at one time, an important officer was killed here in the region, maybe in December 43. And what happened on 14th of January 44, the German battalion, punitive battalion, came here. They surrounded the village of Allah. They surrounded that village in the morning. They put everyone in their homes or in ranches, in buildings of the village, and they began to burn those houses with the people, with the mothers, the babushkas, the children who were in those houses. And how many people died? It were more than 1,700 people died. 1,700. So this is new here, this memorial. There was nothing built here. It's like a khatin, which they built to commemorate all the villages where Belarusian people died and were burnt in their houses. Pomnice. Remember. Spalenie wioski Gamalshini. Ja nie понимаю белорусский. I don't understand Belarusian, but I will look up. Here, this represents, I think, the families. The mother with their children, the grandmother or the grandfather who stayed here during the war. Maybe what I miss here a bit is to know where were the houses, because it is a forest. Of course, all the trees, as those trees grow since then, since 75 years. Maybe some of them already were here. No, these trees are too young, I think. Что? Here 100 mужчин и 200 войсковцев старого возраста. It has been completely transformed here. Completely. There was a little cemetery here before. And you could see that it was also already an open place. You could see some plum trees or apple trees that were still here growing, which indicates that there were houses before. Here, now they made a complex, memorialny complex. Yes, and this is the new monument. Here was a cemetery before. With this replaces it. I think the same names are on it. These were the soldiers that fought here. Здесь захоронено более 2000 советских воинов и мирных жителей. Here died more than 2,000 soldiers, Soviet soldiers, and peaceful people that lived here. Impressive. So they made something in the same style as Khatin, but impressive. Here are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 villages in the region where people came to. They thought they would be safe here in this village, and the Germans on a winter morning in January 44 they came and they encircled it and burned houses with the people in it, or shot all the people who tried to escape. This forest. Can you imagine such a peaceful site? It's more than 75 years ago. It was burning, only ashes and fire and ashes. Before that, there was a road also here to the village, you could go through the forest. Wioska ala Ciaper nie istnieje. There it says 950 children who died here. 950 children. I think that could still live today if they had survived the war. But war was too bad here, too cruel. They were burnt in their houses or shot because they tried to escape. For all the children here. So I don't know if you see, this village was next to marshes here. Oh, ducks, utki, and there is a river here. It's the river Ola, also it's called, which goes in the Berezina a bit farther. This river is now well canalized. I don't know exactly how it was, of course, before, but I imagine that houses were here. Maybe this place is a bit drier. I still saw there were flowers here in the field to commemorate. And I will show you now. It's a place for fishermen here, fishers who come here to enjoy the peace of the forest, Belarusian forest. Yeah. See. There's the river Ola. Fisher. I think even that the houses were here. If I'm well informed, at the other side of the river. Could be, because there's not only fir trees, but there is some special tree with branches. Проход и проезд запрещены. Walka lesa. Okay, I'm not allowed to go, maybe as a pedestrian, but so this is the story. If you want to know more, I will put some links under this video, and well, of course you're welcome here in Belarus to visit this site and the other sites in the region. There are many more.